Good morning, everybody. Well, what a sideways day on the S&P 500. Nothing really happening. We do have a bit of a rejection bar up here, but I don't think that's validated just yet. You can see the pin bar that we got yesterday. Then we got a range bar, and now we're just sort of ranging still. Oscillators are grouped to the upside, so that does indicate we are a little bit overbought. And as I said yesterday, a pullback onto structure would be really nice. But I don't know whether this is going to happen, a pullback to 4,800. If we just start drilling down through the time frames, firstly on the 3 hour, big up, big down, big confusion, oscillators extremely overbought. We have rolled over and we're starting to separate, so that would be interesting. No other structure. Let me just get back to the weekly, because we do have one little bit of structure, and I'll give you the levels on the lower time frames. It's just easier to see them there. So that's kind of what we have at the moment. Nothing really to write home about right now. Looking at the hour, so we have we had a strong day on Friday, and then we've just had this complete chaos here yesterday. But have a look at the oscillators here on the hour. That is interesting because that is separated quite a lot. So you can see the slower moving oscillator right at the top on the 80, and then the faster moving oscillator almost on the 20, and they are flat. So one is indicating overbought, the other one's indicating oversold. So typically when that happens, I don't know if there's a recent example. Oh, here's a recent example right here. Typically when that happens and we get a crossover and they start pointing up, we have a fairly strong move to the upside. So that signal there is probably stronger than just a grouping of the oscillators to the downside like this. Often you can get an extreme move when you see that kind of stuff. Just looking for another one here. So here's another example. Solid move down. I think it was based on data, if I remember correctly, 20th of December. Solid big crash to the downside. A lot of people expecting us to continue. When you look at the oscillators here, well, that's actually a bad example, isn't it? Because it's happened after the effects. But you get my drift. Here's a simpler one. Here we go. There's a fairly decent one there. But you notice that all of these separations there's not been a case of one right at the top, one right at the bottom. Very rare that you see that. Anyway, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. It just means you need to be paying attention. And at the moment, there are buyers coming in here. And I can just do this. And you can see those tails there. Those are buyers. There are a lot of buyers coming in here looking for a move up. The buying pressure is actually a lot higher than what the selling pressure is, and they couldn't even get back to close the gap. So we have a gap up on the daily, but then pretty much sideways price action. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up button while we drill down to 50 minutes to get those levels and see what trades we have on offer. So right now there is nothing on offer. We are sideways. We're going to have to break the structure that is forming here, and I just want to delete this. We're going to have to break the structure that's forming and move to the upside. I just want to get some downside targets in place just in case we do decide to move. Okay, so the first zone would be 48.40, 48.38. That would close the gap, come back and test the highs. Then we have the weekly high here at 48.25. That's the previous weekly high that was in place. And then we have the neckline of the head and shoulders at 4800 or 48.03. So that's kind of the only bits of structure that I can see right now. And any pullback into here, I would expect buyers to come in, but I would have expected that to happen yesterday as well. So what I would suggest you do is keep that level there at 48.58, 48.60 if you want to round that off. We need to get it back above that, build a base, and then get moving. Now we've got some earnings coming out today. We've got quite a bit of data this week as well. So we are waiting for a catalyst again. Who knows what that catalyst is going to be? But bear in mind, we are at all-time highs. So a lot of people could be looking at this and saying it's too expensive. We're not looking to buy, which is why we're going sideways. And then you'll have other people that are saying, well, this move's not over yet. We've still got bigger measured moves to the upside, so we'll look to buy on a break. So for now, sit quietly. Either wait for a pullback onto one of the levels I've given you, or alternatively wait for a break above 48.58 and a retest for a continuation to the upside. So until one of those happens, I would sit quietly, because this, in amongst the moving averages here, is just the indication that we have no idea where we're going right now. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.